Hey guys, it's your girl Tola. I'm going to be talking about 5 things I've learned as a physiotherapy student that I feel I've taken along with me. From 2017, I became a physiotherapy student. The first year we were mostly in class. We did a lot of classroom work, and then from second year I did placements, and third year I did placements. So 3 5-week placements in second year and 3 5-week placement in third year. Now from all of this, I feel like it's changed who I am as a person for the better, I hope, and I want to discuss 5 things that I feel like I've learned that I have taken forward into life, into who I am today right now, who I feel like I'm definitely a better person, a stronger person at that now. And yeah, so going straight into it. Number 1, it's always good to ask questions if you're unsure. It's pretty much common sense, right? If you don't get something, ask. But I feel as a professional, as a healthcare professional, especially as a student, you get certain questions that come across to you and you're like, oh, you know what? I don't want to show that I don't know that, so you don't say anything, but then that only comes at your disadvantage, at your downfall, because it shows no thinking, no clinical reasoning, no care, and it can come across to your educator and other people around you like you're just not bothered. It's just the same as, let's say for example, if your friend is talking to you and they've said something that you could have taken the wrong way and you're not really clear about it. If you don't ask, like maybe could you rephrase that, or just to clarify what it is they're trying to say, you can end up going off the wrong tangent and assuming that they mean the worst, when in fact they could just be saying something so simple that you're just missing. I think it's always important to go over what someone has said. I feel like that's something big I've learned that I've taken forward from me, because before I'm an emotional person, so I go off what people say, what people do, and how I see people responding to me physically as well. So nowadays, if I'm not sure, I ask questions and I try and get questions that I feel will help me suss out the person better, which will give me peace of mind. What I realized that happened over time for me is I became better at asking questions, at being a better friend, just asking more questions, showing more interest, and asking good questions that would keep conversations going and that will show interest in the person, and not just like listening and not knowing what to say next. So I feel for me, I've really learned that, and I can't wait to use those skills. Second thing kind of goes with the first: make sure that your message is clear and understood. I would class myself as socially awkward, so sometimes when I say things it comes across the wrong way, when in fact I just meant something so simple, and I find myself having to justify it a lot of the times with friends. Some of my friends understand but some don't, so I find that I have to justify that sometimes. But what I've learned to start doing is saying things in 2 or 3 different ways. So I might say it and then I might say it in another way, just so that you can then get a better picture of what I'm trying to say, and just being careful. And the reason that's important as a physiotherapy student, as a healthcare professional, it's very important to make sure that your message is clear, because people are going to pick up your notes, people are going to pick up on your information you're passing on to them and go and see the patient. You want to make sure that you're giving the right information, not only to cover your back and make sure that you're covering all legal grounds, you're also providing a better picture of the care you've been giving to the patient, so it can help with continued care. You don't want another professional to pick up your case and read that, or you've done this with the patient and then you missed out on some things because maybe the patient didn't do so well with them, so you didn't record it, and then someone else is going to pick up that patient's case and do exactly the same thing when the patient already said they didn't like it or it didn't work for them. So it's documenting everything that you've done, making sure that it's clear that if anyone can pick up this case and continue with it, and they can have a good picture of what you've been doing already. So the more you start having to think like that, it actually transfers into real life as well. So when you're talking to people, you don't just start the story from the middle. You do a thorough storytelling. You're better at storytelling. You're better at making sure that you're not missing out any parts when you talk to people. Third thing is signing up for yourself. Oh my gosh, I did not like being a student. So my first year and second year, I felt like I was just kind of being dragged by the water. I was going with the flow, and that's not good as a student. You need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and you need to be able to objectively assess your own work and not just go with the flow. Like they will keep telling you it's your learning, and I never really like took that on board until third year, and it really changed my results on how well I was doing, which I would go into probably in another video. So I feel when I decided to start standing up for myself and understanding that it's my learning, I'm going to guide my learning how I need to, I started to do much better. And that is important even in real life. When you're having friendships, when you're having relationships, it's very good to know where you stand, so that, you know, when people offer you less than you believe that you're worth, you can question it, you can pick up on it straight away. Like now, I feel I'm even a better friend because I'm able to call out what I don't like in friendship and just nip it there. Anyone I have around me right now is somebody that I know that they're offering me a level of friendship that I'm okay with. I've really learned a lot about myself, and I've really learned to stand up for myself, and that's a career thing that's going to continue. I have to learn how to say no as a professional, because there's not every case I'll be able to handle, and it's not every patient I'll be able to see. And also knowing what's within your scope of practice, that is amazing. Is an amazing skill. And when you take that away into real life, is knowing that that party I can't go tonight, I'm busy, or, you know, knowing how to say no to your friends, but in a nice way, you know, just justifying that I can't really do this, I've got something else to do. It's just the same way as not being able to take on a patient's case, because you won't be able to give the level of care you need to give to that patient. Number four is being punctual, right? I feel as a physiotherapist, I've learned that being punctual is not arriving on time. Being punctual is arriving like 15 minutes before time. There's every single physiotherapy department I've worked for, it's always had a really good team, it's always had a really good rapport. But one thing I've always noticed is we do not do lateness. We like to be early, way above schedule, and, you know, by the time it's time to start, we already started work. So if you're meant to start work at 8:30, people are there from 8:15, probably talking. 8:30 we've already started like moving around, and it's just like something that I had to learn. Like I'm now able to, I'm not that late friend. I was never that late friend, but I feel like I was always on time. And on time was I would get there at 8:30, which meant I was behind because I was now late. So I feel it's really helped me in terms of understanding the profession I'm going into and being a better person, just being a bit less tardy. And when you're less tardy, it's like people respect you more. On the days that you are late, it's probably for a genuine reason, and your manager's less likely to be upset with you because you haven't given the impression of a tardy person for them to feel like, oh, this is just normal, you know, for you. So I feel I've really learned like how to make sure that I'm early than the time given. It's not always great for an African party, but in general it's a great trait to have, and I'd say everyone should try and adopt that as well. Number 5 is being a team player. Number 5 is being a team player. Oh my gosh, you physios, you guys like to drink and party. I can't even say that. We guys like to drink and party and have fun, and it's not a bad thing, because, you know, physiotherapists are so passionate. When you meet a physio, they're always so passionate about their job. So it's nice to see that as much as you're so serious at work, you can be so, you know, other person outside of work. It's really amazing to see how, you know, they can play the two roles so well. Life of a party and literally life-saving in hospital. It's really nice to see. What I've learned from that is literally contributing to being part of the team. I never used to be one that would offer to buy tea or be like, oh, let me bring snacks to work. Like, all those things were weird for me. So when I worked as a physio assistant, I feel like it maybe affected me a little bit, because I was never really involved in any team stuff. I just worked there, but I really hated it there because I just used to go home crying sometimes because I hated work. Not because I hated work, I just felt the team didn't like me. But I feel I probably was always on time, never early, just always on time. And also I never really like contributed to, you know, bringing snacks and doing all those things. And I've seen the relevance and importance of it. It's just like in friendship. If your friends are having a party and you're offering to bring stuff, oh, I'll bring drinks, or I'll bring so a meal or whatever, it makes a difference because they're more likely to do these things back for you. It's not always when you're having a party. They can pay you back in other ways that, you know, you probably wouldn't even expect. And you only get that, you only become that person when you start to, you know, think about less of yourself and more as a team, and more as what you can offer people that you're friends with, and not just what you can take from them. Now the last one, there was only meant to be 5 points, but I'm going to throw one in because it's very important. Reflect. I've always been such a reflective person, to the point where I feel like it was quite detrimental to my health, and to my mental health, that is. But I feel it's been an advantage to me as a physiotherapy student, because I was able to think about who I am, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, you know, like a SWOT analysis, which is strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. So anything that you know are your strong points. I know I'm good at talking, I know I'm good at being critical. I know I'm good at writing. What are my weaknesses? I know that sometimes I can have low confidence. My critical self as well could also be a disadvantage to me, and those are some of my weaknesses. Of, like, before it was being on time, but now I'm early, so that's not an issue anymore. So finding your weaknesses. Opportunities to improve for me was writing, reflective writing. I was always doing a SWOT analysis at least once a week. If anything happens and I made a mistake at work, I'm doing a reflection on it. That's an opportunity. Speaking to your managers, reading books, those are things that are opportunities. And then threats would be anything that could affect you from progressing. Is it that you'll have a long journey to work, or is it children? And how do you plan to overcome that? So if you're able to do that as a person, look at the role you play in your friendships, look at the roles you play in your relationships, and apply it, and you're just a better person because you're able to read the room. You're able to go home every night and think about, you know, what you've done and how well the day went. You know, it's not only reflecting to identify your bad traits, but it's also reflecting to identify what's good about you, and you know how you're obviously making an impact in people's lives, and hopefully in your own life as well. And I've learned to see it as a good skill and not a bad thing. You know, of course, being too critical of yourself can be a bad thing, but the fact that you're able to identify where you need to develop as a person, as a professional, nothing beats that. If you've been a student of any kind, healthcare or non-healthcare related, and you feel like you've learned something being a student that I haven't mentioned, please leave a comment below. Let's go through it. Let's discuss this. I look forward to reading your comments, and I just hope that you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know I was speaking a little bit fast. It's because my battery was about to die. So if you have to watch this 3 times, please do so. I really enjoyed recording this video. I was looking forward to it. I was initially going to do 10, but I think 5 is a good way to start. It's a good place to start. If you like more videos like this, and you probably want the other 5, please let me know, because I can do that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I am back. Your girl T is back. If you want me to record more video about life as a student, or life as a physiotherapy student, or what I've learned, or interview prep for studying physiotherapy, please let me know, because you know it's still all fresh in there, so I can like dump it down here for you guys and for everyone to watch. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and your support. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, you've watched this whole video, so you might as well subscribe. Thank you for watching nonetheless, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.